Hello, welcome to another episode of Asexualise My Asexual Life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, so subscribe and hit the bell icon right now. So today we're discussing, for Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month, what's the difference between sexual attraction and sexual desire. This is different asexual perspectives. So Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month is celebrating our diversity across the asexual spectrum and our differences within it. I founded Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month in 2018, July 2018, which was a year after I published the printed edition of this Asexual Perspectives book. You can get this book on Amazon. I'm going to be reading from it. So let's look at different perspectives, because there seems to be a lot of confusion about what sexual attraction and sexual desire are. So, Philippa Duke's story, page 32, if you've already got the book at home. Do you believe sexual attraction and sexual desire are the same thing or different? Please explain. I don't understand either, as I can't relate to them. So I can't really differentiate them. If you put two spiders in front of me, I know they are spiders, but I couldn't tell you about them or their differences. I think it's so funny when she relates asexuality or attraction stuff, shall I say. Sexual she relates sexual attraction, sexual desire to spiders. A lot of people don't like spiders. I think that's funny. It's almost like spiders are spoiling the um asexual feeling, if you know what I mean. I think that's funny. Silji, do you believe sexual attraction and sexual desire are the same thing or different? I'm going to go with similar but different. One can desire sex but not be sexually attracted to a person, but they can also go hand in hand. So, do you agree with that or not? I do agree with it, because I know guys, when I've been clubbing, I've overheard them saying, "Oh, I'm going to get laid tonight, meaning have sex." And they haven't even met a girl yet, as far as I know. They're just saying they want sex. So sexual desire is a desire to have sex in and of itself, whereas sexual attraction is wanting to have sex with a specific person or people. That's my knowledge of it. Right, so C.A. Altman's story. Do you believe sexual attraction and sexual desire are the same thing or different? I believe they're different concepts. Sexual attraction is looking at or thinking of specific people and wanting or being willing to do sexual things with them. Sexual desire is a desire for sexual stimulation or acts, which doesn't have to be associated with any particular people, if at all. It's often linked to or seen as a synonym of libido or sex drive. I would tend to agree with that for the main, because sexual attraction is looking at and thinking about wanting sex with a specific person or people and wanting or willing to do sexual things with them. I agree. And sexual desire is a desire for sexual stimulation and acts, which doesn't have to be associated with any particular people. I would say sexual desire is the desire for sex itself. But yeah, they're often linked up together. And it's why it's quite hard to believe some asexuals have a sex drive, but they're not. With asexuals, it's not usually aimed at anyone if they do, whereas with sexuals, it is. So, yeah, I think it would be interesting to get sex favorable asexual views on what they consider as the difference between them being asexual and sex favorable and actual sexual attraction. So, yeah, that'd be very interesting, wouldn't it? Victoria's story. So, do you believe sexual attraction and sexual desire are the same thing or different? Since I have never experienced either, this is a summary of what other people have told me it is. Attraction is being turned on by someone and wanting to sleep with them. Desire is the urge to act on that attraction. Sorry, yeah, act on that attraction. That's very interesting, isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, sexual desire, I'd say, is definitely wanting to have sex. So, I think that's really a huge differentiating factor, because I think sexual attraction, you can have sexual desire as a result of sexual attraction, but you can have sexual desire without the sexual attraction. So, D story, do you believe sexual attraction and sexual desire are the same thing or different? I've clumped them in my mind as more or less the same, but I'm sure someone with more experience with both could draw a distinction. Yeah, so I think for some asexuals, they wouldn't know the difference, because they would probably just think, well, it's people who want sex. Whereas if they're an asexual who doesn't want sex, they'll know that that doesn't really fit them. So they probably won't understand it or care. So Thomas's story. Do you believe sexual attraction and sexual desire are the same thing or different? I believe there is a major difference between sexual attraction and sexual desire. Attraction, in my opinion, is a simple act of finding someone sexy, although there are no physical reactions to the person. Sexual desire, on the other hand, is the act of wanting to have sex with a particular person, in which a physical reaction is found. That's very interesting. So I understand what they're saying about sexual attraction is the simple act of finding someone sexy, although there are no physical reactions to the person. I would say that's possible, but not always the case. I think some people who experience sexual attraction can also have physical reactions as well. And they say sexual desire, on the other hand, is the act of wanting to have sex with a particular person in which a physical reaction is found. So I would say if you sexually desire that specific person, then yes, but you can have sexual desire in and of itself with just the sex. But you can sexually desire some specific person. So although sexual desire can be a desire for the sex of itself, you can also desire someone sexually. Does that make sense? So, Cassie's story. Do you believe sexual attraction and sexual desire are the same or different? I do not feel familiar enough with either to answer this question. Well, I suppose they may be different, with attraction being on a more primal level and desire a more conscious one. See, I would think it's the opposite way around. I would say sexual desire is more primal because it's a desire for sex in and of itself, whereas sexual attraction is more conscious. It's like, oh, I'm attracted to that person over there. That person looks really, attractive with the way they've got their clothes and their physical appearance and stuff like that. So I would say it's the opposite way around. I would say sexual desire is primal. It's like an instinctive thing to want the sex itself, which asexuals lack for the main part. And I would say sexual attraction is more conscious because it's like, oh, look at her, she's hot. I'd say that's obviously that can be aesthetic attraction, but a lot of the time for sexuals, it's sexual attraction because they're like thinking that person's hot, plus they want to have sex with them at the same time. Carla Evelyn's story. Do you believe sexual attraction and sexual desire are the same or different? No, I sometimes feel attracted to good-looking or charismatic people in the same way sexual people are, but I don't feel any desire for them. I simply would like to be part of their world and to be near them. So that's very interesting because you can have attraction without it being sexual. So they're talking about, I sometimes feel attracted to good looking or charismatic people in the same way sexual people are. So it's interesting that they say that. They don't really go for labels though, so they haven't said whether they're demisexual, grey asexual, which would make more sense because grey asexuals can only experience sexual attraction under limited, rare, or specific circumstances or experience it, but not enough to want to act on it. So they could experience it, but not enough to want to act on it. But yes. And so let's see if there's... Oh, this is good as well. Juanitas. Let's go for Juanitas. Do you believe sexual attraction and sexual desire are the same thing or different? Attraction is a very complex thing. Attraction can be so many things, such as being attracted to someone because you spark off each other's sense of humor or heightened energetic conversations. It's not sexual in nature, but then I would consider flirting, which is a prelude to sexual contact. Whereas sexual desire is more about the body than personality. Someone walking into a room and seeing someone that you find pleasing to the eye, most of the world would call that sexual desire if their mind went to, God, I'd love to have sex with that. But of course, that's not as aces. I think sexual attraction, especially for the demisexual people, comes before sexual desire. I think you can be attracted to a person but not have the active desire to do anything about it. And then something shifts and suddenly desire to do something about it occurs. I would agree with that. I would agree that usually sexual attraction would come before sexual desire, because I believe that sexual desire is a desire for sex in and of itself. So I think in general, if you're being attracted sexually to someone, you would be having sexual attraction first and the desire to act on that attraction by having sex. So that's how they kind of go hand in hand, because you're sexually attracted to something, or I'm having sex with them, and then the sexual desire is desiring them and their body sexually. They want both. They're attracted to them and they desire to have it with them. So I guess you could be sexually attracted to someone, but still maybe not want sex as much as if you sexually desire them. I think sexual desire is more of a, you really want the sex, but if you're sexually attracted to someone, then you really want it with that specific person. But I like Juanita, what she says about it, you know. I do think sexual attraction comes before sexual desire, unless you just desire the sex in and of itself. But I think in general with people, if you're attracted to someone, the attraction comes first and the desire to have sex with them afterwards is like acting on that attraction. That does make sense. So what do you think anyway? Love to know what you think. Don't forget to comment down below. And I'll see you next video live stream. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. I try and catch up with all your comments as much as possible. I do like reading them. I like hearing about different perspectives. So please continue to post your comments. And share this video if you think someone can benefit from it. So I'll see you soon. Happy Asexual Perspectives Awareness Month. Take care. See you soon. Subscribe and hit the bell icon. Bye.